Michael Shore got a chance to talk to some regular MAGA Republicans about the newest revelations about Mark Robinson and his history of posting on porn forums. And here's what they had to say.
I still am going to support Mark Robinson. I don't think that there's any proof that he's, did the allegations that have been based against him.
But you'd still vote for him even if it was proven true and he came out and admitted it. You'd still vote for him.
Yes, I would.
Right now, he's denying it. And I think we have to stick with him for the sake of his policy until we find out if, in fact, all of these allegations are true.
The jury's still out on that. CNN isn't the most reliable source, but I do know that he has some issues. And so we'll have to wait till I get in the ballot box into the...
You're the only juror in the jury, I'm asking.
Yeah. I just haven't made up my mind at this point.
I know a little bit about it. I was supporting him, but then I hear there's some allegations out there. I'm not really sure what they're all about. So I guess we'll wait and see.
If they're proven true, will you rethink that vote?
Well, I got to see what it is. I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, I love that Michael Shore is like, he's giving them the best chance to like, hey, would you like to be reasonable and consistent? And they're doing what they legitimately will do. Like, and maybe if it's proven true, but again, what does it even mean to be proven true to people who go to these like Trump rallies and stuff? Like, let's say it is proven true. And by the way, the stuff is already out there. You can go see it. It's the screen name that he used. They're never even gonna see it, man. They wouldn't even hear about it if it wasn't Michael Shore talking to them about it. And honestly, why would they turn on him as a result of this? To do so would imply that they actually care about this stuff, and we've never believed that they actually do. This stuff about perversion and all that stuff, it is a tool to be used selectively against your enemies. It's not a standard that you apply to everyone. That would be uncomfortable. That might make you have to have a little bit of cognitive stress briefly or something. No, you use it against the terrible commie gay Democrats or whatever. And then your guys can do whatever you want. They're fine with all the stuff Trump did. She's talking about the jury's still out. They didn't even care when the jury came back on Trump. Juries aren't enough to convince them. The idea that like a follow-up CNN piece is going to, come on, get the hell out of here.
I guess I'll just say, I agree with you, but I also think that the news is actually fairly recent. And it is true that the sites and the channels that they are consuming probably aren't telling them about that. But you know what will? $13 million in ads from the Stein campaign will absolutely tell them what Mark Robinson was up to on these porn sites and what he said. And I think a lot of them just genuinely are like, I don't know. And the thing about not having the Trump Riz is also not having the Trump martyrdom. Like you can't say that, well, the left is just, hitting Mark Robinson because they hate him and they hate us. And it's like the left doesn't even know who the hell he is. Like we've been trying to talk about him, like you said, for a very long time. Like nobody knows who the lieutenant governor of North Carolina is broadly. We know now because of these stories. So it's like he doesn't have the same, immediate knee-jerk defense that Donald Trump does. And so once they see some ads, which definitely will be bought on those conservative outlets and local news stations, it's gonna be very exciting. He's cooked. He's cooked. There's just no way.
Do they put the quotes in the ads though? Like the stuff he said is so extreme that I don't even know if you can put it in an ad. Like, are they gonna put the tranny on girl thing? Like,
I don't think so. I don't know if you need to even, I think it all passes like regulation. You can't say some of the other stuff that he said, but yeah, you can definitely say black Nazi.
It's just so insane. So supporting, honestly, if they put the quote about him supporting slavery, that might bulk up his numbers amongst some Republicans. They would love that. But anyway, and by the way, let's just pause for a second to think about how much happier a person like Mark Robinson could be if they felt socially, therapy's expensive though. Like they could just be themselves. Like what he wants to do is he wants to sit around watching transgender porn and posting to other guys who are also jacking off about the videos he likes. Like that's actually his hobby and what he wants to do, which is fine. Like, and by the way, not rare at all. As you talked about before the show, like look at the like Pornhub stats for red states. There's a lot of men that want to sit around and watch transgender porn and chat to other guys who also have a hand down their pants. Like that's what they want to do. But he is part of a political movement that makes it where, no, you can't do that. That's the literal worst thing you could possibly do. And he's like, yeah. In fact, I'm gonna run on that. That's gonna be my outward identity. And then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna, like, again, and the hatred at the same time of trans people. And I don't know if is it just a cover story? Is it like post blank clarity after every session he has at his like keyboard or whatever? That he's like, oh no, actually I do hate them. Like, I don't know, but like you could just be so much more comfortable and happier and satisfied and free if you weren't part of an ideology that demonizes your like top interest. Anyway, hypothetical worlds. Any other thoughts?
No, I mean, not just to overly psychoanalyze it, but it's just time and time again, the number of predators that hide in the Republican Party. We talked about Matt Gaetz on Friday, at a sex party with a naked 17-year-old girl who he may or may not have trafficked, with his friend Joel Greenberg, who's 11 years in prison for it, right? Like, it's just on and on and on. Matt Schlapp, who was the head of the CPAC, was feeling on his male staffers, people. A guy named Ruben, who was working alongside the head, Ronna McDaniels, the head of the RNC chair, who was arrested on child pornography. Like, I have a list of them. There are so many creeps and predators and groomers and pedophiles who are hiding in the GOP for whatever reason, right? I don't even want to be like, oh, if only they live their truth. No, they're sick, man. They're sick.
It's just so many. It's so common. It's so common. You could work out psychologically why it might be so common, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see if it has an effect. And by the way, like if it has an effect in North Carolina, remember, North Carolina is a swing state. It matters to Trump if he wins or loses it. If some percent of the base are just like, I don't even know, I'm just gonna stay home and watch TV.
Yeah.
That could potentially have why, like he didn't know when he was sitting at his keyboard being like, this video is really great, guys. Don't you love this? He might be dooming the MAGA movement decades later. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.